So the question is, after seeing the tragedy that happened to Jonathan Majors and his sister that he went back to, Megan Good, goddamn
Megan
Megan
Good.
Good,
We call her my wife and I call her boobage.
Boobage.
Yeah, that's what we call
Correct
them.
name. So Megan Good, aka Boobage. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? And he went back to the sister. And I don't think she want to leave because she don't want to look like the sister that left him after he's broke now. You know what I'm
yeah, yeah,
saying?
yeah.
So I think that's the reason why she's staying. But I could be wrong. You know what I'm saying? It could be love, right?
She put her Captain Save a Negro cape on.
She had to. I mean, she left the preacher after licking somebody's ass on TV. You know what I'm saying? So
Yo.
it's like, this is what happened. You know what I'm saying? But my thing, the question is, so after all of that, and everybody looked in disbelief that he actually got found guilty, is this now the motivation of not mess with white women?
So I don't. Let me let me say this is a very interesting conversation for me. So a couple of nights ago, as recent as today, as recent as 2 nights ago, Azizi, my wife and I, we've been married for this year, it'll be 24 years, right?
Oh, that's dope. That's
We
beautiful.
have thank you. We have 4 sons ranging from 21 to 13 years old, right? Our oldest is turning 21, youngest is 13. Um, we've had this conversation in various iterations before with our oldest, but 2 nights ago we had this conversation with our with our 3 boys that are still at home, right? And one of the conversations, or what came up in the conversation, or sort of the starting point of the conversation, was angry black women, right?
Who
So
said that?
yeah,
Oh, you or the kid?
nah, we brought it up. We
Okay,
brought
got
it up.
you.
We said angry black woman, and just stick with me because I know it might seem like I'm sort of going off the rails, but I'm gonna bring it back. So my 13-year-old who's in middle school, he said to us while we're eating dinner, he said, "So today I was in my science class. I want to say," he said, "I was in my science class, and next door we heard one of our teachers, or we heard a teacher going off on the principal. Like she was belligerent, like she was all types of expletives flying out her mouth, like loud at the principal, right?" And so
Principal
his
black or
teacher,
white?
yeah. So see, that's a good question,
Sorry.
right? But hold on, right? So the teacher, my son's teacher, is naturally like, don't listen, let's focus the best we can. Don't pay attention. This is not to be repeated outside of class, blah, 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 right? So he's recognizing his role as a teacher, but also as a PR agent for the school, right? But anyway, my son comes home, he tells us, and then one of the questions that we ask my wife right away, we say, "Well, is this a black woman?" And my son says, "Yeah, it was a black woman." So I'm like, so we're both like, shit, you know? And the thing is we've had this discussion before. Ak and I, maybe you guys have, Azizi, you and Ak have had this conversation about the angry black woman, whether it's a stigma or a fact. To some, I recognize it as a fact. And we proceeded to go on a conversation with our sons about angry black women and how, under no circumstances, do we want them to feel like they need to come and save a woman, even if she's black, from her own ignorance, right? Because that ignorance can get you in trouble because you out in the street with her and she wants to pop off at the wrong dude and the dude takes it out on you, So we told them very intentionally, do not fuck with angry black women. So that's that. So the question that I have about that is, right? the question that right. So the question that I have, I guess, or my response in the form of a question is, if our kids, particularly our male kids, are coming in contact with angry black women, because of what they're seeing in their respective environments as a result of how the women are being dealt, the matriarchs are being dealt with in their environment, lack of a man or a respectful man or a responsible man. Who else do they have to look towards for a relationship? If most black women are angry and the ones that aren't angry are not available because they're in committed relationships with either white men or other black men. You know,
I think the numbers work in your son's favor.
okay.
Because there are more women and more black women than there are black men.
Okay.
Due to biology, incarceration, you know what I'm saying, and all of those sorts of things. So you know, we do still have the advantage as far as picking somebody that is formidable. I laughed when when you said that you told your boy to stay away from angry black women, because that makes sense. But I mean, I think in general, like, if the advice should be stay away from angry women, period. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's true. That's a fact. You're right.
You know, it wasn't an angry black woman that got Jonathan Majors. You know what I'm saying? Life turned upside down. You know what I mean? Like, it's white women that do this far more than it is sisters to to black men.
Okay.
I think that we have a responsibility to our women, but we don't have a responsibility to all of our women. I'm not about to put my life on the line for, you know what I'm saying, an idiot in the name of her being a black woman.
Right.
But if a black woman that is formidable, ends up in the situation or whatever that she shouldn't be in or whatever, then as a man, I feel like it's incumbent upon me to step in and try to assist. So you have to pick and choose, man, like, because there's a lot of tragic situations, unfortunately, within our race, because of everything that's been done to us. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot has gone into our dysfunction.
Yeah.
And our women have been victims of that, just as we have as black men. So my advice is, man, just like, if you can't find, if you keep running into a bunch of so-called angry black women or whatever, man, you got to expand your social circle.
Yeah.
Maybe you in trade school, maybe you should go to the community college downtown to see what the sisters are talking about. You don't like them, maybe there are black women everywhere, man. Like,
that's a fact.
From Fortune 500 to Section 8. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when a brother says he can't find one, you got to kind of look inward there.
I hear more black women say they can't find men than black men saying they can't find women.
Are we talking about finding black men and finding black women? Or are we talking about finding good black men and good black women? Because those are two different conversations. We're everywhere.
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah. There's three right here.
You know what I'm saying?
Word up.
Yeah, but the question is that inspiration? Is that the situation that happened with Majors? Is that the precursor to say, you know what, I can't, because every time something happens and you're dealing with white women, the next thing you know it, the white girl cries and feel remorse, and it be cases, or they flip it and turn it on to the black person. Like, the one chick came in and she was a cop and she thought that somebody was breaking in her house and lit this dude up.
I remember that. That was in Dallas, wasn't it?
I believe so.
Yeah, that was in Dallas. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
There was another white girl that stabbed her boyfriend or husband up, like, how many? 75 times?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And they're saying that she was out of her mind because she was high and she cried. What the consistent thing that I keep seeing is that they cry, they feel remorse, and they beat cases.
A white woman's tears are very few things like make me give me fear as a black man. A white woman's tears, I don't give a fuck if she crying, laughing, dog. I do not want a white woman crying anywhere around me. Get the fuck away from me.